But it's been fun watching you guys, get better, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, we're out here. I think Millions was one of my first loves in comedy because it was just so different from the other mics.
Yeah.
Meaning you could get up there and just literally say whatever you want, and then when you got off stage, people would be like, "It's Millions, dude. It's gonna be okay."
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Dude. It was fun to run.
I love it. It's still got a place in my heart. Is it still going on?
I don't know.
It's
basically I'm waiting for the manager to get back to me. It's been 2 months, so in my head it's over, but I don't want to say it because then people are going to be like, it's done.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. I love it. Like you said, that was the first place I ever went up. It was I didn't even sign myself up. I had been writing jokes, and then I said I'll get up one day. I'm going to take a class first, and then I'll probably go up. Which thank God I didn't. The best way to do stand up is to just go up and do it. I think my favorite story ever was Matt McCusker told a story about how he got a job teaching an open mic class, like a comedy class, and he was like, first rule, guys, don't ever waste your fucking money on this. And he goes, here's how we're going to do this. Everyone's going to go up for 5 minutes and they're going to talk into a microphone. And I said, that's the best way to ever go about that. Plus, I don't know. Comedy class. But you were the first guy to ever bring me up, and I was drunk as shit.
I remember you definitely being wasted.
Oh, I was hammered. But
I mean, that's not the first person to go up. It's the first time wasted, too. It's like, it's almost what we catered to.
Up for years.
That's true. He drove there drunk.
And the only way he knew how to get back is to drive back home.
Yeah, even drunker.
I think Millions was one of my favorite places to just beg the audience to listen. To just stand on the corner of the stage and be like, please listen to me.
Mic in one hand, your other hand was holding yourself to that pole on the edge. Yeah. You were like the mast on the edge of, or on the front of a ship. You were like the lady with her tits out.
I'm the mermaid.
Well, they used to run the audio outside too.
Oh no!
So you'd be sitting there, and they did it for a while, way longer than they probably should have. And you'd be telling jokes or hearing jokes, and there'd be families walking by, and you're like, "Fuck, man! No wonder people don't walk in here because they could hear people on the outside. The people just walking by and they're hearing people talking about their dick, probably, and just like, what is happening? Looking around." But yeah, it's always exciting though because anybody could sign up for an open mic, and I feel like Millions people would show up and then be like, "I could do this."
Yeah.
Because they would see me go up there, host, stumble through an entire 5-minute set, but then bring up the next guy, and people are like, "Whoa, fuck! I think I could do that."
Yeah,
and it's encouraging. So it's I feel like I help some people get their start, which is great.
That's good. I think that's very good. Like I said, you had a huge part in us. That's where I met Max. That's where I met. Nope, I met Elle somewhere else, but that's where I met Max, and now we're here.
I do think
this
Millions
full circle.
Was one. This is a full circle moment.
It's weird.
I do think Millions is one of those places. The last time I was there is we were all doing comedy. We all did. There was 5 or 6 of us, and there was 3 people in the bar, and the 3 people watched us and went, "I can do that." And signed up, and then it was this dude that went up that...
it was a girl and a guy, right? Yeah. The girl crushed.
Yeah, well, the girl was... The dude went up there, and he was just kind of one of those drunk guys that was like, I don't know what to say. I'm going to be kind of edgy. And then the girl went up there and was just like, boy, his pants were stupid. He sounded dumb. Just shredded him.
My favorite moment was I went up in my new shirt. I went up in my new button-down, and 2 lesbians were sitting at the bar, and they go... Halfway through, I sat there like, "Hey, I have that same shirt." I was like, "God damn it!" I was like, "Did you guys get it off Temu also?" And it was like, I got it off TikTok Shop.
Were the 2 lesbians just Elle and her girlfriend?
Yeah, no, but it was, dude. I was like, it was like maybe the first crowd work I ever did. And then I remember the worst time I ever had there. I'm not gonna tell that story. That was horrible. But
oh yeah, that was an amazing night.
Atrocious.
That was
atrocious. No. We won't tell that story.
I think I remember.
We might for the 100th episode. We'll tell that story.
Yeah. Or do you have a Patreon or something?
I wish.
Just put a 5-minute story on Patreon.
We were talking about. I hope we get big enough that we can have a Patreon following. We were talking about this.
Isn't that the goal of every podcast? Just have a Patreon, right? And then you're good.
You know what? I don't think that's wrong. No, I don't think so either. Yeah. I mean, that would be cool. I think I would like it.
This was my goal. Ideally, I'm not in this podcast for money. I'm not looking at this I'm going to get rich off this. What I want this podcast to do for us is to bring more people to our shows.
Yeah.
Like, I
Absolutely.
love doing this, don't get me wrong, but, like, I would love to get paid and seen doing what I love to do.
Yeah.
So,
What's sad is, like, it's usually the other way around, right? They see you at a show and they're like, "Oh, let me listen to their podcast. Are they funny off my?" I don't know. Maybe. I mean, I guess it goes both ways. Anyways,
well, I know.
welcome back to Drunk Buds,
whatever
everybody.
it takes to put people in the seats, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's kind of like my thought process.
That's
which,
always been the hardest part. Is just
the 2 likes on my Instagram story says people are coming out.
There's slop in the hog. That's what you were saying before this. Like, all right, let's get into it. Max, what's going on? Welcome back to Drunk Buds, everybody. Max, take it away.
That's the line. Welcome back to Drunk Buds, everybody. Steven's doing this long enough. He's doing this just to get enough money to compete with NASA. And I'm doing this long enough that I can afford astronaut training so I can be the first person on the moon.
Oh my gosh, I'll support you. Let's start a GoFundMe. I don't know where you're watching, but thank you for watching. Just know we are on Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and Amazon Podcasts. Today in the studio, we have our very good friend, Nick Noble.
Nick,
very
hello.
funny.
Applause.
Thank you, Nick, for coming.
thank you.
Yeah, thanks for being here.
Happy to be here. This is great. You guys are great.
We are just doing it. We're just doing it. Like Max said. Well, I think my favorite one you said was, "We're just doing it long enough so Steven can get hair plugs."
I would bring it back there every week, but I felt like it was a little mean.
Yeah. I mean, that's very expensive, right? That's more.
Well, it depends on
Then-
what country you go to.
Where would you go?
Turkey.
What? Okay. I guess you've looked into this.
It's the cheapest. Hey, I don't need it. Let's put that on
You
record.
don't know. You look good.
Let's
You
put that on
you look
record,
great.
but I am trying to get that beard
Steve, are you
transplanted.
balding or something?
Yes,
What's wrong?
I am.
No. Dude, just go for it, dude.
Dude, well, it's not even.
cares?
It's not so bad yet. It's just thinning on top. My hairline is staying exactly where it's at. It's except a little more on the sides, but like nothing crazy. It's just thin on top is what it is,
Yeah.
and it's not completely gone yet. I think if I started a treatment, I could keep it, but then that's like. I don't know. That's
Dude,
not
you're just going to dump a
necessarily-
bunch of money. And It's like
Exactly.
buying a boat or some shit. You're just going to just dump a bunch of money into it, and it's not worth it. It's just
Yeah.
you're going to end up shaving your head eventually, probably.
And I did one time. I kept I said like keep one, do a one across the top, but then just shave the fucking rest of it, basically zero the rest of it out, fade it up or whatever, and it looked horrible. Didn't look great, but it's because I didn't get used to it. I don't think I gave it time to grow on me,
Yeah.
which is a no pun intended. Grow on
Steven's
me.
hair is thinning and Steven's body is thickening.
but hell yeah! It's nice to see both sides of the spectrum. It really is. That's the second spectrum I've got going on in this. I'm on 2 different
Yeah.
spectrums.
But
I've tried to write a joke about it. My bad. I keep stepping over.
no,
My
you're
bad.
good. You're good. Are we going back to the moon? Like I know
we just did.
said some shit up top.
We just went back to the moon, like I think a day or two ago.
That's what I'm saying. Like they
Yeah.
sent us to the moon
they really?
again. Yeah, we're going back
Yeah.
to the moon, dude.
I didn't see.
We're going
anything
back to the
about
moon.
this.
We're gonna mine cheese and bring it home.
Can I
Well,
just say one
it's
thing?
sad that you didn't see that.
Yeah, what's going on?
You want to know why nobody gives a fuck about us going to the moon? It's because the difference between now and 1969 is nobody can afford a fucking house right now. That's why nobody cares about going to the fucking moon.
Well, they're gonna build houses up there.
We're gonna build colonies.
No. Okay. Say all right. Say you're Neil Armstrong, and this is a question for everybody. We'll answer individually. You're
Oh, yeah?
Neil Armstrong, first guy on the moon. What are you saying?
Oh, like when you step off, those
Yeah,
famous
yeah.
words. I'd probably just say I did it.
I did it.
I did it.
I did it.
Is it your turn? Or
No,
my
it's your turn.
I'd probably have something prepared like God bless America, but then I'd get off and I'd be like, holy fucking shit. I'd be like, oh my God. And then I'd probably pick up sand and try throwing it.
I think I just yeah. Snowball fight on the moon, dude. No, I think I just go ha 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 hee hee.
That's what you would say.
Just because I know they'd be like, we sent an insane person to the moon. How he got past any of these tests, we do not know.
Yeah.
I feel like you'd be like, I could see my house from here, and then I'd unplug your fucking oxygen too. I'd be behind you, I guess, in this scenario.
I'd just be like, boys, I'm not coming back. This is where I live now.
It'd be a great time just to debut a joke. I had a lot of time to think on the way up. I've been writing.
Hey, you guys at home, Do you chew your fingernails? Oh.
You quit doing that joke.
Yeah, because everybody was mad at me.
Why?
Everybody, well, I had one comic come up to me, and he's a decently prominent figure in the scene, and he put his hand on my shoulder, and he said, "Hey, man, that joke, you're better than that." And then when I told other people that story, they were like, "You are kind of better than that." I was like, "Fuck."
I agree. You're better than that. The
Yeah,
stuff
but I like it.
Yeah. I mean, the new every joke.
Funny. I like that one.
Well,
It
I
was
did
the one
notice.
about a grandma's pussy, right?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, to put it in loose terms. It was said a little
I
more
can see why
eloquently.
people say, yeah, but I know where people get at. Like, you don't need to do that.
Yeah, well, I think the main thing was 50%. It always got a reaction. It never didn't get a reaction. 50% of the time, laughs. The other 50% of the time was just people going,
Oh.
"Oh,
Yeah.
oh my." But I like that too. Maybe not what we're going for in a show.
The
No,
first
probably not.
joke I ever saw you do, though, was one about how you were stomping jizz down a shower drain.
Oh yeah, I made it.
or like, what the fuck was this?
No. I was watching my sister's house, and she has a 14-year-old stepson. I almost said son-in-law, stepson. And
Well, you're in Kentucky. It could be.
it could be both.
Could be.
Could be both. She lives in Ohio, but it could be both.
Oh, never mind.
Could be both. She was born in Arizona. Could be both.
She had a backyard wedding. It could be.
Yeah. I did think about that the other day. I was like, not a single one of my sisters that got married in a church.
Really? How many sisters do you have?
5.
Nice.
Whoa, hang on.
Okay.
Are you the only boy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Steven's laughing. Well, I mean, on technicality's sake, yes. If we want to put it like that. Do you have siblings?
I do. I'm the youngest.
I met your sister.
You did? Where at?
Millions.
Oh, that's right.
I
Yeah, she
think-
came out.
I think, yeah, I was about to say you have a sister
Yeah.
that came out to Millions one time, I think.
Yeah, because I probably told her other times don't come out. Like,
Yeah.
You'll be the only person that, is not going on stage.
Well, you also told me, you said she's a talent scout.
Yeah.
And then you were like, she only picks clean people then. And I was like, what am I
Well, it
doing
was a talent
here?
scout for a cruise ship, too.
Yeah.
So it's like it has to be clean.
The Disney cruise ship?
No, I think most cruise ships are like that.
Oh,
Are
really?
they?
I mean, I'm
seriously?
sure some are changing now. Because I know there's like the Impractical Jokers do like their own cruise and stuff. I know they
Yeah.
put a lot of comedians on that. But yeah, there was for a while, it was like you have to be like 100% clean.
Yeah.
I think it's because like families would just come to these shows because
That's
it's
a
on a
family.
cruise ship and like it's supposed to be 18 up. But a lot of times kids just come in
Right.
Yeah.
because they're with their families and shit, and so they'll just
I
follow
think
the parents.
well, you know what's wild is I think it's evolved so much that I think Skankfest was gonna be on a cruise one year.
Yeah, that'd
so
be
like
a wild cruise.
it
man.
would be wild because you're already getting trailer park people there.
Yeah, that's not coming back. That's what's
Yeah.
going out. Like I think they're going to sink that ship for a reason.
it's gonna be it's
probably
worse
good for
than
everybody.
Lusitania and Titanic combined. That ship would have.
No,
split
those
in
sharks aren't
half.
eating those people though. They're like, fuck this.
And to be honest, maybe
Sharks
just,
get high from eating people.
maybe just a
all the
legion of
drugs.
pirates, dude. They
Yeah.
ain't coming back, dude. They're taking that shit over. Okay, but your sister never looked at you. Are you older or younger?
Younger.
Younger. She
Yes.
never looked at you and went, "Little bro, I'm gonna put you on."
No, she told me many times. Like she's like, you're too dirty.
Oh,
And I'm like, I don't think I'm that dirty
You're
at all.
not.
I was
But
gonna
it's
say.
even just cursing once or twice, which happen. You slip on a word all the time. You'll be like fuck or something like that. And it's like even that shit. When she was booking cruise ships, like you can't know. They can't even risk that
It's a
stuff.
filler word. Yeah.
Yeah,
Really.
The
Usually.
first comedian I ever saw was on a cruise ship. I was 18, and we went and saw this guy. He was just booked on a boat, and he was like going through it, man. Like, and you think about now when you've been doing stand up too, like fuck, sounds awesome. But then also you think like this is probably the only shit he ever gets like booked on.
yeah.
Like being on cruise ships, it's got to get rough after a while.
That's it reminds me. Did you ever read Running the Light by Sam Talent?
No, I've heard that was a good book though.
It was a phenomenal book, but it's like it's a comedian that's he was famous for so long, but then had a downfall, and now he was just booked at certain places. You know what I
Really?
mean? Like for
Rob
he'll
Deerdeck.
yeah, Rob Deerdeck.
That's
It was
ridiculous.
based. It was based off of a real comedian. I forget who it was.
Was
but
it the guy? Fuck, what's his name? Stewart.
no, Steven Stewart. I haven't rose yet.
That was good. He is down that path, though. I read the first hand of the book, and I went,
You finished the book, didn't you?
"Yeah,
It's
well,
a great
I mean, I
book.
listened to it on
How many
audio.
pages is it?
know. I listened to the audiobook because I'm not reading, dude.
Yeah, that's what I
ain't
did
gonna
too.
read.
I
I'm not
didn't
gonna
read it.
Jeopardize my comedy career by telling
Yeah.
people I read a book.
Yeah, you can't do
If you want a
That's
good
not
read,
cool.
though,
Are you
yeah.
kidding me?
If you want a good read, that is a good read. You drop your vape every podcast. I think you do that every podcast. It's fine, though.
Butterfingers.
I was going to tell you this. We've talked about you on the podcast before, and this is where I need
That's
to come
exciting.
clean.
Oh,
Well,
I did want to talk about
I,
this.
uh,
too.
Fun.
Well, and it's funny because I got drunk with Vince one night, our buddy Vince, and we
Vince.
just flipped on Chris Seamer's time that
YouTube
he's got
channel.
on YouTube, and you brought him up. And I remember
Yeah, this was at
seeing
Bananas, I
you-
guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I remember seeing you, and you were, dude, you didn't weigh more than a feather. And now-
Yeah,
and it's
fuck,
like,
man.
because when I met you, I was like, holy fuck, is that Nick? And I was like, God, he's gained some weight since then. And
Yeah.
obviously, so have I. I don't mean that in a mean way. I'm
Yeah,
just
no,
like,
I
everyone
understand.
changed. Look, I've gained fucking
So
weight.
yeah, when
since-
Steven told us this, he was like, "Holy fuck, Nick Noble was skinny," and I was like, "He's still
He is still skinny.
dude. What are we talking about?"
No, I do have a weird body shape. No, I understand. It's awkward, but yeah, it's like I don't know. It's like skinny when you're standing, fat when you sit, kind of thing.
yeah.
That's me.
That's-
Hey,
Yeah,
me,
it's
literally,
always
Max.
great. It's
Yeah.
a weird body shape to have.
I'm fat both ways.
But dude, that was probably what? Fuck, did you know what year that was?
God, no. God, it was so long ago.
2006.
Dude,
'Cause
that's
when
when
he-
I was hungry for comedy. That's why I was skinny. Maybe I was just eating at open mics.
I'm just eating riffs left and right.
Maybe we
dude.
can get the video up. Charlie, can we get the video up? Can you find
It probably it had to be before COVID.
that? And whenever it was posted, was probably not the day that it was recorded, obviously. So, yeah, on YouTube.
Yeah.
If you pick the third one. Oh, or that's fine.
Anyway, and you gotta look
But
up
it was,
Chris Seamer.
we've looked it up before, and it was, yeah, it did surprise me. I'm drunk. I'm like, oh my God, I fucking know that guy. It was like I was watching the news.
Yeah,
I
it's
was
kind of surprising.
holy
Like,
shit.
yeah,
Yeah.
You find
Nah.
out your substitute teacher was in a movie. You're like, whoa, that guy wasn't lying.
yeah.
He wasn't extra.
I saw you after school buying vodka at the CVS.
I had a teacher in 7th grade that was in the movie Milk Money.
Oh, is that about the gay mayor or somebody who got shot?
I think I never watched it. The game mayor, like, I don't
I think it
remember
was.
that
Was
one.
it James Franco?
No, I think it was
Oh,
older than that. It was like in the
God.
80s. But Milk Money, I think, was about a prostitute that a whole bunch of middle schoolers tried to like gather money up.
Wow,
to
I'm way
pay.
off.
And he was like, the whole year, he was like, I was in this movie, but I'm not going to tell you guys. And then he told us at the end, and I went and watched it that summer. And it was literally just him in the corner, and the prostitute like lifts her shirt up, and he's like, "Oh my God." And I was like, why would you ever tell 7th graders this, dude?
How old was he in the movie? Was it like recently?
He was like 12. He was like 14. No,
That's
he,
pretty
he was
cool,
young.
actually.
But also, then he turned out to be gay, and I was like, they cast the wrong guy.
Yeah.
If it-
What a lie.
Yeah. Hollywood's lying to me, dude.
See, what's crazy, if he started doing comedy, he could probably get booked with that credit.
Oh my God, here we
He
go.
could say the movie
Here
and
he
say,
is.
"Whoa,
Oh
look at
my
that guy."
God.
Yeah,
look
you
at
really
him.
don't look different. But in
No,
post,
yeah.
Not the face.
Dude, that's because I used
Not
to edit
the
these
body.
videos. I would actually shrink myself down. It's a filter right now.
why are all the
So I
bricks
made
in the
myself
back
funny.
wavy?
That's what they used to have back there, man. That was when the club first got built.
First
Yeah.
open. I remember seeing pictures. I forget who posted it. I think it was Lee. It posted pictures from way back in the day when they
Yeah.
were busting that wall out. Yeah. Or
Dude,
whatever.
when I started, they used to have pictures on the wall that were like paintings somebody drew. Like they're actual paintings that somebody sat down and made, but they were like joke paintings in a way, and they got banned because one of them was Aladdin with like a suicide vest. And like somebody complained, and this thing's been hung up for years. I can't even tell you how long it was there before they, somebody I guess noticed it. But after somebody complained about that one, shortly after that, they slowly took them all down because I'm
Yeah.
sure they were just waiting for the next thing to happen about
Damn.
some other picture. But yeah, it was pretty cool. I wonder where those pictures ended up.
They're hanging up.
You guys work there, yeah?
A museum. Oh, probably upstairs.
Oh, yeah, I was about to say.
Oh,
yeah, that's cool.
Office, dude.
They do some. The last thing that I can remember, some people draw, like when Patton Oswalt came. Somebody made like it was a painting. It's not really a painting though, because they made it like definitely online. Still talented, right? Like they
Yeah.
probably drew it out. It's one of those. The art style. There's a specific art style they call. I don't know what kind, but they sold a shitload of these prints signed by Patton Oswalt when he came through. I think that, and they've got it framed over by the sound booth in the club. They have a bunch of paintings, not obviously up near the stage now, but behind where the comics all sit and everything. It's pretty cool to see all the history and everything.
Yeah.
Quick question: why did the banana used to be so sexual?
Wait, what?
The banana used to be so sick. Do you not see the banana hanging in the back? He's got his sunglasses like down on the bridge of his nose, and he's looking.
You mean?
Yeah, he's smiling. The banana used to be so sexual.
And they could have had him drink. I think it's kind of a fruity banana. If you know what
There
I'm
you
talking
go.
about. They could have made him drinking a beer. They made him drinking a martini. Okay, that's maybe.
Classy banana, dude.
Yeah, that is a classy. And what is the club known for? Espresso martinis. We have like supposedly one of the better ones in town.
I thought it was for banana smoothies, right?
Ooh, maybe. I don't know. Do we sell this?
It was known
They should,
for
I mean.
comedy.
No, come on now.
Was it? I thought it was
about?
known for comedy.
It is known for comedy. My sister, she cracked me up the other day. I told her that Noel Miller came to Bananas and he did a Sunday show there, right? Sold out 2 shows. And I got a picture with him and I sent it to her because she actually knows who he is. Like, he's a comic that, like, people my age and her age, because she's a year younger than me, know. And I showed her that picture. She's like, oh my God, you got to meet him? Where was he? I was like, he was at Bananas. She's like, why? I was like, what do you mean? Bananas is the shit. She's like, but why would he go there? That doesn't make any sense. I'm like, you don't know what you're talking about. Meanwhile, she's in Chicago. She's like, he should have came to a bigger city. Like Chicago.
Yeah, of course.
Like, oh my God, you're there for 2 years and now you're a Chicago supremacist or whatever. Supremacist?
Yeah.
Supremacist, that's the word. How are you, Max? I have to
hate
do
when
that
you
whenever
do this.
something doesn't go my way.
Yeah,
Just
I
like-
know. He
Yeah.
won't even
Pass it on
give
to
us a
you.
second.
Yeah.
This is you used to live with Stoney.
Yeah.
These are the stories I
And
want to hear.
Yeah,
Stoney-
me and Stone had a wild time.
Every time he talks about it, he goes, "I don't know what he ate."
Yeah. That's why I was so skinny.
Yeah, he was like, "You used to lock
I
yourself."
would eat acid. That's basically all I ate. That's all I kind of had.
That makes sense. It's probably the cheapest form of food.
Yeah, you put it on your tab.
Yeah, I got used to just eating
Fun
paper.
He doesn't do drugs, so I'm gonna give him that riff. That was actually pretty good. I'm gonna give him that one.
Dude, yeah,
know
me
that
and Stone lived in Northside.
No way.
Right down the street. Wait, Urban Artifact doesn't have Urban Artifact used to have like an open mic every Wednesday, which is great. But we were right down the street from that, on the 3rd floor. Yeah, it was a good time.
Their showroom's pretty cool. I like their showroom.
Yeah, do they do any comedy at all now? It's like a place where they could do it, and it's like no.
No, I think it's just Chameleon, the Hoffner Pub, and Comet. There's already so much. If they had one there,
Yeah,
That would be
you're probably right.
nice.
It's too flooded.
it is flooded. But I love Northside because it's very close to me.
Yeah,
It's yeah, dude, you can basically find entertainment there any day of the week.
that was my favorite place to live.
Somebody was just passing out flyers the other day of a fashion show, art show, music, and drag show all together. I was like, God damn, what? You're gonna put everybody else out of business if you
Yeah,
just
under
like,
one
put
roof?
everything
How do they
there,
fit
dude?
that, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
Pick a genre. This isn't a prog rock band, dude.
One of my favorite stories was it you or Stone that was washing clothes in the tub with
That was me,
Tide Pods?
dude. Oh,
That's a good
God.
idea, honestly.
We God, there's like 8 people in that building, and we had a washer and dryer in the basement. That's it, just 1 and 2. And this was like a place where, like, I mean, it was anybody could kind of afford that place back in the time. So people were just not living there in the basement, but you could tell somebody was like frequently there,
Yeah.
just hanging out in the basement a lot. But also, anytime somebody just would wash clothes, they would just leave the shit in there for a day or two, it felt like.
Ew.
So I get frustrated. Like, I don't want to sit here and have to just guess every time I haul my shit down 3 flights of stairs
Yeah.
if I can even use the stuff.
So you set
And
up
I was
a
too big of a
camera.
pussy just to take their stuff out and just, like, put it, next to, and just be like, I'm going to, no.
No, that's
So I was like, I got this bathtub. And I was like, I got this laundry soap. I'll just throw it in there and fucking swirl it around. And then I had on my balcony just little hooks and just hanging it like I'm
good.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's resourceful.
Like a little Italian.
Until there was a
woman.
storm that rolled through and half my shit just flies off. And I'm like going, oh, fuck, oh, no. And like I look down and some lady is like walking her dog, like panicking, trying to get by. And she takes the time to stop and just like look up and sees me trying to like grab t-shirts. So they're just flying away. And yeah, they're like landing close to her.
It reminds me of like a scene out of a movie when the girlfriend finds out the boyfriend's cheating on her and she's throwing all his clothes off the balcony.
That's probably what she thought was happening. But no, I was trying to get my shit back.
Damn. And then you guys probably had like one board game in the house and it was called Cutthroats.
Yeah.
It's called Cutthroats. The Cutthroats were probably
that's like what
feral
Cutthroats
back
would
then.
have. It's in most intense nights probably. Because they would have people come over late at night. I would play a little bit, but most of the time I was like, I'll be in my room.
Yeah.
Let me know if something's wrong or something. Because Stone would get out there and it would be just chaos.
I think that was one of my favorite times I've ever had. After I got people don't understand that game. Also people might not know what Cutthroats is. Cutthroats is a game that our friend Stone created to help you write comedy. It was a talent show with different prompts that you could write stuff to. Anyways. After you learn to play it your own way, once you figure out like what it's good for you for, then it's the funnest thing. It was my favorite time of the week was getting to play Cutthroats before Chameleon.
Because I couldn't tell you the rules.
No.
The rules are not
There are no
confusing.
rules.
There's just a lot of them.
I could tell you the rules. At least a simplified version.
Max got to host it one time. I
I got
remember
hosted
Stone,
a couple times.
Stone wasn't there, and then I remember they didn't turn off the music, so Max is trying to explain the rules, and then Hakuna Matata was playing over Chameleon speakers.
That's probably Stone's first time. Like, is this really part of it? Like,
if Stone was here, he would want this song
he
playing.
probably would have picked it. Yeah.
It was a talent show.
It is.
And I think that was the part that bugged me the most about Cutthroats. Because it's supposed to be a bunch of comedians writing jokes.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was.
That's what it's supposed to be, but Stone would be like, it's a talent show. You could draw a picture or sing a song, too. So we'd go through 4 people telling jokes, and then somebody would just be like, in the dying light, the wind whispers to my soul. And you're like, what are we doing? Are you going to get up on stage in 5 minutes and sing that same song? No,
Yeah.
you're going to tell some fucking joke.
The talent
Wow.
show. We had people doing spoken word. We had what else?
People
So who's just
steal-
opening up to anybody, really?
Yeah.
Which, I mean, that's cool. You should. I mean, you want more people in there to hear your jokes that aren't comedians, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
you gotta sit
surprisingly,
through the song,
those people gave even less of a fuck than the other comedians.
We were getting the second shift people in the It was fun. It attracted a certain group of people. Which are,
See, I mean, that's what happens when you go to like a music mic and try to do comedy too.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's like people are quiet during the musician sometimes, and then that guy will get off stage and be the most loud person for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just be like, man,
You should never have music before comedy.
it's yeah. Well,
Ever.
it's also weird for the audience too, because I feel like a lot of people when they hear music, they usually can talk to each other. You know, it's just like, oh no, we've heard that song. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
Rather than a
Right.
comedian gets up there and like you say something to me and he looks at us and goes, "What the fuck are you guys doing? You're so lucky I'm here right now." And you're just like, "What the fuck? I don't even know this was happening." Like I came out to have a good night on a Tuesday, and I know this was your fucking favorite night of the week to do stand up. Like what? What the fuck is going on?
I think it's I don't know. The only place I know still doing comedy and music is Keep It Open. I think, but I don't even know
there's
that
the
they're
motor mic still, right?
no. But it is starting back up.
It's starting back up.
And
Because
I'm
that was the one I
pumped as
remember going
hell.
to and just being like, "Man, this does not mix."
But it's
Yeah.
not.
They'll look at you and be like, "You want 15 minutes?" You're like, "No, no. I just want to try to do 5 and get the fuck out of here."
Yeah.
I don't want to do longer than I'm really trying to work it on. And also, these people don't want to sit through 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Also, I'm trying to sell. If I were to do more than 5, the other 10 somewhere else. I'm trying to sell that. You know what I mean? It's like if I keep doing that every week, then it's like who's going to come and see me at a club?
Yeah,
Whatever.
yeah, true.
I don't know. It's like you're working on the 5. I don't know.
I
It's,
went
yeah.
to an American Legion last Friday, which is not as bad as it sounds. I definitely showed up and was like, there's going to be some like Nazis in here. I didn't know. I was like, anything with Legion, I didn't know what it was. But it said Legion, and I was like, I'm not a fan of Legions, but I'll see what I can do. And the guy was like, you can do as much time as you want. And I literally got up there and I was like, I'm going to keep it short tonight, guys. And then I did 12 and a half minutes.
Was it going well, I guess?
It was going honestly pretty well. I mean, I did get the old fucking Nazi farts to laugh.
Yeah.
But then you're also like, I'm making these people laugh. Like, is my comedy correctly
Yeah.
branded for me?
Yeah.
Or am I just saying some horrible shit?
Right.
Up here that they're like, Amen, brother.
I feel like I would tear it up at it just with the way I do stuff. I would tear it up at a
I think you
VFW or whatever the fuck.
You guys should start an open mic there.
Well, I already have a mic, and I only host it every other week.
Yeah.
So it's
That's cool though. I mean, have you felt like it's been pretty good so far?
Dude, it's
Like,
phenomenal.
That's
It's
good.
been fun.
It's actually very, very good.
Nice.
Stone was. I was talking with Stone the other day. After he moved into his new place, I was there. We were talking about how he's like, "You've changed Wednesday nights into a we might go to Bananas and get up to a must. You have to go out Wednesday nights to hit Bananas and then hit right up the road at Village Tavern."
Yeah, that's good.
And that's like what we need. I feel like Mondays and Tuesdays slowest time in comedy. In Cincinnati, it's like there's a mic one time each week, Monday and Tuesday. But Wednesdays you've got the Pro-Am. Then you can hit this mic. Then Thursdays you got Get Good and Chameleon. And then Fridays there's nothing except for going and seeing shows or whatever. But Bricky's, yeah, if you've
And
booked
then
yourself at Bricky's.
Once a month, you can also go to the American Legion.
Yeah. Oh, also the West Side mic used to be, I think that's a once every month. I don't know. There's also
yeah, I was gonna say West Side. I thought with CC.
Yes,
I
correct.
remember I've done that I think twice, but I think that was like a booked and open mic thing or something.
It's not
Or you got to
booked.
message her about it.
It's
You
like
might have to message her.
semi-booked.
Okay, because I thought I had a messenger the first time, and then when I got there, people were just signing up, and I was like, "Oh, you could just show up."
Yeah, I think she picks people that she thinks is going to bring people out.
Oh, okay.
Like Charlie Hall got picked, and I showed up whether Charlie Hall was going to be there or not.
I did it one time. It was pretty fun. I liked it, and I did comedy for 3 people maybe, and I was
yeah.
just working on my new stuff. It was the first time I tried my MLK bit, which I think you heard the other day.
Yeah, it was funny.
That was, dude, and that's like my closer now.
Yeah.
It has to be my closer.
Yeah.
And it was like the first time I tried that out, and it actually did well. I was like, okay, this might have some fucking legs.
There you go.
You get to see my new 5 that I'm working on. Obviously, I think I have about 12 banked that I'm married to,
Oh yeah.
which is crazy, in 2 years.
Are you trying to polish it down to like a tight 10?
I'm trying to chunk
I mean, that's like a host set right there. Is like 10 to 12.
Yeah. Oh, I have a perfect 10 that like I know if I finish. Yeah, dude, I've got a good 10, and that's what I usually do use for if I do get a 10-minute spot or a host spot.
Yeah.
Like I've been asked to do a host spot at what was that place called? The Wooden Cask.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did one there.
Oh
trying
yeah,
to host
that was
more,
it.
yeah.
I did that. I think a couple weeks ago. Is that what Aaron?
Yes.
Yeah,
Correct.
yeah. That was cool. Cool place.
room.
Yeah.
I liked the room.
That was cool.
It's
Yeah.
all built out of bowling alley stuff. That stuff's
Yeah.
cool as hell. They were like, "Don't scratch the floor. It's antique." I'm like, "Okay, well, we still need to like move it." It was funny.
That's
Setting
cool. You
up
should
the
try to
room.
do that every time.
Yeah.
You should just because they should. I mean, they're switching hosts every time they do the show.
Well, I
Yeah.
think she said she was taking a little break from doing it. I think she said she's going to take like a month break just
Okay.
because she's been doing it so much and she's getting fatigued by all that
Doing
crap.
it so much, she only did like 2 or 3.
I was gonna say, I thought there was like
at
two.
the end. I don't know.
I just heard about it. Like it just started.
Everyone moves at their own speed.
Yeah,
you know what
burnout's
I mean?
real, though.
That's what.
Yeah.
That's what I realized. Max, maybe we can ask him your question.
Oh, okay.
This is a good.
I'm excited.
If you were to land on the moon, no, we already did that.
I
one.
did it.
No, okay. If in medieval times, what job do you think you'd have?
Ooh,
Can't
I like that
say
question.
jester.
Yeah, dude, I wouldn't be good enough to be a jester. I don't do physical comedy at all. I'd be so bad. I don't even smile
know, maybe you could
sometimes.
juggle.
I could. Nah, that'd be sweet. I don't know. I want to say blacksmith, but I don't think I would have the training to get a blacksmith job. I'd probably just be hauling shit.
Yeah,
Like just probably a farmer.
yeah.
I
That's
think I'd be
what
a farmer.
I always come back to is I'd probably be like a peasant.
Yeah, for
Like,
sure, peasant.
I'd be out
Charlie's calling me.
I'd be out in the fucking.
Charlie, you're on the podcast.
He doesn't have toilet paper in that bathroom.
Brother, man, you need to give people a heads up if you don't have any TV in your goddamn
I called it.
You
dude.
did. That was crazy.
Okay, we can take a little break and I'll go get
How'd
you
you
some.
know that, Max?
Love you, brother.
I know what
Is
an
that
emergency
you?
call feels like. You know, you get to a point at a job where you're like, really, if anything happens, like if this box could fall down from the top of the semi and crush my skull, I'd be okay with it.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be my fault. This might need to get cut.
This is perfect.
That sounds awesome. I mean, that's just real people at work, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I worked at FedEx for 2 years, and it was at the airport though, so I really actually enjoyed it. It was fun because you just kind of just unload one plane a day that came in, so it wasn't really crazy. And then you were kind of just processing that stuff onto bigger trucks that'll go to the warehouses and dump the shit and they'd sort it. But yeah, I mean, if you wanted to kill yourself, you could have killed yourself there any second. Yeah, because I mean, like when the plane would pull up, you got to stay back a certain feet, and they would show you like training videos of like people getting like sucked in. You're like, fuck.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and you're like, man, I do have suicidal thoughts sometimes. Like, is this something I should do?
Damn.
And then you're like, yeah, I'm doing it.
Crazy, but also not the worst way to go.
No, it
Like,
sounds painless, honestly.
That's what I'm saying. For everybody around you, horrifying.
Yeah, yeah,
but
you'll get remembered for sure.
It's kind of like getting sucked into a black hole. It's like you're getting spaghettified, but you don't even know it. You're getting turned into that ragu, baby.
Best case scenario, they get an updated video of what not to do.
Yeah, it's in 4K now. Yeah. This is great. The last one we had was from the 90s.
I tell you, helicopters scare the shit out of me.
Oh yeah, after Kobe died. I'm not getting in a helicopter. Are you kidding me?
That was the fear.
Dude, yeah, if he dies from a helicopter, what would happen to me?
There was a bigwig at our company that went to Hawaii and he died on a helicopter.
Dude, helicopters are fucked.
It's insane to me.
I mean, who do they hire to fly helicopters?
I don't know, but
Because it's almost the pilot's fault every time. Right? I don't want to throw it, but I feel
in
like that's one you can definitely say.
Helicopters are also one of those vehicles, like, if your engine fails, it has a failsafe. Like, your helicopter will float down to the ground.
Really?
Yeah. So you really have to fuck up as a pilot to crash.
Yeah, I think it's running into stuff. It's usually what happens. Like,
yeah.
Wait, how fast do they float down to the ground, though?
I don't think it's soft. I don't think you're going to be like, that was a fun ride on the Tower of Terror at Kings Island.
I mean, have you ever had the thought, like, why don't airplanes just have parachutes? Like the entire airplane. And then I remember I looked up a video, and the whole thing is like, well, if it lands on a mountain, it's rolling now, and all those people are dying anyway.
Damn.
I was like, fuck, that makes sense, and that's expensive. That's probably the main reason, but...
You know, while we're at it, I'm gonna give a shout out to Sully Sullenberg.
who the fuck is that?
The pilot? The Miracle on the Hudson?
You've never seen that Tom Hanks movie?
Oh, it's Castaway?
No, they die in that one, brother. So Sully is based on a real story where a plane took off from like LaGuardia or something, and then a bird got... You know how birds, like, sometimes they pull a Nick Noble and get sucked into the aircraft?
Yeah. They're all so sad at work.
Yeah. Well, yeah, the engines failed, and then he had to land it in, like, the Hudson River.
No one
Gotcha.
died.
No one, not a soul died, dude.
Well, that's
Besides,
good.
Oh, the bird. Yeah, right.
yeah, I mean, rest in peace.
You got to break some eggs, you know, to make a movie, right?
yeah. He was doing it for the plot line.
No, I haven't seen that movie.
Well, the movie, they
Sully?
hyped it up. I think it was Two Birds.
Yeah.
Yeah, two birds, one plane. Yeah. Took it down a notch.
And then Tom Hanks had to live in that airport terminal for like 6 years. That's another movie.
Yeah, I don't know what movie that is.
That's. Do you watch it? You're gonna be like, he's fat as fuck in that one.
Yeah.
Holy
Jesus
shit!
Christ.
He did. He bloomed up. He looks good though.
Damn, he's not acting much anymore, is he?
Yeah, dude, he's got to be getting up there in age. I don't think he really needs to, right? I mean, at some point, I mean, I know there's like comedians that are like, I'm going to do it till the day I die.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, why? Like,
I've seen
don't
it.
you want to enjoy some shit? It's like,
I've
Right.
seen the oldest comedian I've ever seen was Dom Irrera. I saw him at the
he's
mothership.
hilarious.
He was doing a bit where he played into how old he fucking was.
Really?
Dude, he brings up a Coke and he sets it down, and then he keeps asking the hot chicks. He's like, "Hey, where did I put my Coke?" And it was killing. It was
Yeah.
killing. He did it like 15 times during the set, and it was very funny. But he was moving so slow, and he's obviously very
forgot about
very
him, too.
old. And he was God. I mean, he was good. It was good to see, but yeah, he's a
He's
guy
got to
that's
be like
doing
90
it till
now?
he's
Like, God
yeah.
damn.
I mean, like, he was on Seinfeld, and he was old on Seinfeld. He
Yeah.
was probably like 48 on
So
Seinfeld.
I think I've only known him as being old. Like, I
Yeah.
couldn't tell you anything he's done young.
He was the prop comic in Seinfeld. I got to watch through the first for the first time ever Seinfeld recently. No, by recently I mean like probably about half a year ago. I started. and I got
Since you started doing comedy, like I get it now.
Yeah.
This makes fun.
Well, honestly, I got to go see Jerry Seinfeld live at the Aronoff downtown. That comedy's not for me.
Really?
Jerry's hilarious. Here's the thing, and Jerry obviously knows how to write a joke. He's the master. He's one of the people we sent to across the seas to I don't know if it was necessarily Riyadh, but they went to something where like we're gonna send the best comedians in the whole entire world, and they wrote a joke for like some convention. Anyways, he was one of. What I'm trying to say is Jerry, when he was up on stage, like, dude, he's just doing material about being married. Charlie and I went together. We were the only friends that probably went. It was all couples. And it was interesting. He had a very funny bit about coffee, spiked coffee, like alcoholic coffee. He's like, do you know why I pulled you over? It seems like you were not aware at all. He's like, oh, I'm super aware. I'm like, okay, that was pretty funny.
After
pretty funny.
Enjoyed one bit, you're like, I got my money's worth. Hell yeah.
Charlie and I both were like, oh, that one's funny.
Are you going to go see Bert Kreischer?
I've seen him.
I think he's coming Friday or something.
At an arena. I don't think I'll ever go to an arena show again.
It doesn't look fun.
No,
that's what I said.
Yeah.
It's not. I went and I was super pumped.
You might as well watch him on the TV.
That sounds way better. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is. I honestly, so here's the thing about Bert. I like listening to his comedy. I like his stand-up. Can't do podcasts with it. I don't like listening to him talk.
I think I've only really listened to him in like podcast form. Really.
Yeah. I mean, I go back and forth on him talking in podcasts. I think 4 years ago, I was like, he's one of the funniest motherfuckers. But once you get, how long can you do it before it gets stale?
Yeah.
Right.
That how one long, bit he does.
How long are me and Steven going to kiss and before it gets stale?
Is that how you end the podcast?
Normally,
start making out.
Well, normally he says no, and then I drive home crying. But
he's got Easter to go to today.
Yeah, so I can't kiss him today because God will be mad.
Yeah, he doesn't like that.
God will be angry.
It was cracking me up. I don't know how funny this is. But I mean, I told you this off, but maybe Nick didn't hear. Like, there's Good Friday, there's the Saturday, and then there's Easter. And you're doing Easter on Saturday, the one day you have off during this week.
I don't get to schedule the family events. If I did, they wouldn't happen. They'd be like, when's it happen? I'd say February 29th every year. Okay? That's the day that doesn't
Christmas
exist.
Over Zoom. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. I'm not leaving my bed.
And I'm not turning my camera on.
Yeah, no camera. Well, that sounds fun, though. So the rest of your day is just going to be doing Easter stuff, right?
Yeah, family stuff. I get to watch my niece and nephews do an Easter egg hunt. I'll probably be the one hiding the Easter eggs. So I'm going to hide one so good they don't find it.
Just keep telling them there's one out there.
Yeah.
Just keep looking, you'll find it.
And even if they find it, I'll say there's one out there.
They should do one for you. They should do an Easter egg hunt for you. Just pick one color that only Max can pick those eggs, and then they hide like tabs of acid in each one of the eggs, or some money.
You want my conservative, God-fearing mother to go out and buy acid and put it in an Easter egg?
I'm just saying for the bit, that'd be pretty funny.
Find this one. And then trust that none of the kids are going to pick the green egg, dude.
Yeah. She comes back home in a cop car.
Yeah. Oh.
That one's for Max.
Funny-looking candy,
tie-dye egg. Dude, there's I think it was Halloween recently. There was like meth found in the candy.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so it's like somebody was either dosing it or I don't know.
Razor blades. They thought razor blades was
right?
Like the only...
I think that was a huge myth. That was like a big myth.
Yeah. Well, I think one like fucking crazy sociopath murderer did that one time. He was like, I'll put fucking razor blades in the candy. And then it never happened again, but it was one of those things where everybody's like, I knew a kid that ate an apple with a razor blade, and you're like, no, you didn't.
Yeah, see, that always pops up too for some reason. That's in my head too. I was about to say that. I'm like, I don't know. I think I would see it.
The only,
I would definitely feel it.
I definitely feel it. Yeah, you'll know it's there.
Only time I'm putting razor blades in apples is when I'm feeding the horses at the horse track.
Yeah, police horse.
Yeah,
fuck the cops. That's how you get back at the police.
Fuck those pigs. I'm slopping the hogs out here.
You loved. I don't know why slopping the hogs is so funny for you, Max.
I think it's a great phrase that could be used anywhere almost. You go to work, you're slopping the hogs. You're on stage, you're slopping the hogs, dude. I mean, come on. You got to put gas in your car? I slop that hog every day, dude.
Just don't say it like in the kitchen. I'm like, oh, fuck. Just slapping hogs in the kitchen.
I'm feeding my kids and I'm
Feeding the hog.
slopping the hog.
Slopping the hog. Do you say that on stage? No. I was going to say.
Not yet. I feel like
It
this
probably-
week I'm
yeah,
going to
it'll
hear it.
happen.
I'm going to write a slopping the hogs joke. I don't know. And guys, be honest with me. I don't know because I hear my own voice through my own like skull. Do I have a thick accent or are people just lying to me?
I don't know. I don't hear it.
Okay.
Like,
don't
what
hear
accent
an
do they say
accent.
you have?
They think, I mean, some people are like, you talk like you're from fucking Petersburg. And that's not a good one. I was trying to think of a southern place.
It must not be that big of an issue if you can't think of what people are calling you. You know what I mean?
Right?
No, I'll say something and they'll go, God damn, get the horse from around back. And I'm like, I don't even sound like that, dude. I'm just a sweet southern belle.
Yeah, see, but no one says that. That's not from Kentucky.
What, sweet
I don't know,
southern
maybe
belle?
it's your vernacular versus like not necessarily an accent, or maybe it's a twang that you have
Do you
on
think
certain
I'm
words.
saying slopping the hogs too much?
It's not believable, actually.
Starting when?
Yeah.
You don't have a thick enough accent.
Mama used to get up 4 a.m., slop the hogs. And then Daddy used to get up 12 p.m. and drink.
Then what?
And then there was me, hog number one.
The hog.
All right, I'm sorry.
I think you
brought
should lean
that
into
up.
this. Should be your new
Yeah,
character on
yeah,
stage,
yeah.
dude.
Yeah, I'm just going to be the next Larry the Cable Guy.
Yeah. Someone has to do it.
Someone has to take up that mantle. Yeah.
Yeah. Larry the live streaming guy. You could do that.
Yeah, instead of get her done, I'm just slop them hogs, brother.
Imagine how easy it would be and how fucking sweet it would be, though. If all it took was a catchphrase, man. Like, everybody shits on Larry the Cable Guy, but that would be the best career ever, honestly. Just get her done. People start laughing. You're like, fuck. I already won, man.
Yeah.
The closest I think who's come to that is Mark Norman. He goes, "I'm gay,"
Oh, yeah.
or he ends every. I
Or
just
comedy.
watched a
he
special
end the
comedy, and he goes, "Thank you, everybody. I'm Kevin Hart." And I'm Kevin Hart is like maybe one of the best, and everyone knows that he's a silly guy. He's the reason I like New York comedy at all. I think really, yeah. He's one of the guys really doing it.
He's the only one.
Well, no. So
There's like
here's
6.
Here's the thing. Yeah. There's a bunch of really good New York comics. We saw, there's a bunch that Bananas is booking. Like Paul Mercurio, just got to see him. I don't know if anyone's ever seen him. He's phenomenal. He's just a strictly crowd work guy, too. Bobby Kelly, we saw. He was fucking
Was he at
hilarious.
Bananas, too?
No, he was doing a Bombs Away showcase.
Oh,
here in
really? That's
Cincinnati.
cool.
He made fun of Cincinnati. He's like, everyone makes fun of New York and how it's so dangerous, but like in Cincinnati, it's the same thing. It's just block to block. Okay,
Yeah.
one block could be safe. You're like, oh my god, there's a beautiful sandwich shop. Holy fuck, that guy's ODing. I'm like, yeah, it's hilarious. That's very funny and true.
That's
To a
cool, though,
certain
that they're getting
extent.
people like Bobby Kelly there. And, it's
Yeah.
not like people that'll sell out a theater kind of thing, but it's like would
Yeah.
book more than probably, I guess they probably get like a deal door or something with Comet where they're probably making more money than they would at Bananas or something like that.
Right.
They held it at Rheingeist.
Oh,
in
then
their
yeah, he's
show.
probably way more ticket sales for that. That makes sense. Yeah, dude, I really like what Wayne was able to do. Wayne
Yeah.
was really
Yeah.
smart with how he built that entire brand.
And he's I don't want to say he's passed the torch over to Connor, but Connor is doing a lot of the booking now too, and Connor's doing
Really?
a
That's good.
phenomenal job as well. Yeah, he's very cool. I like hanging out at the Comet. That's one of the places that that room that they have at the Comet is so intimate, and I love it. I really like it. Low ceilings, very well set up for
Yeah.
comedy. I personally think, even when the stage is probably 3 foot by 3 foot, it's still like
very small,
very it's nice. It forces me to stand still, which is like interesting for me
Yeah.
because I do most of the time just keep the mic in the stand, which is like something I don't usually do until the end of my set, you know what I mean? Or beginning when I'm
I
ready to
think
tell a joke before I
that's
take it out.
That's the part that's always doomed me there. Because I've had all right sets there, but I don't think people like when they're eating a burrito and I'm up in their face being like, "What's up, dude?" I'm like practically putting my fingers in their burrito. It's like, I think I need to stay still. Also, every time I've ever been there, very intimate room. I do love the room, love the people. Every time I've been there, it was just old biddies, old ladies just there. And they were not hogs that wanted to get slopped. Okay.
Jesus.
That's the name of this episode.
That's the name of the episode. It has to be Slopping the Hog. When I'm at work, I write down a bunch of stuff that I want to talk about, and then I bring it to the cast. And when there's a lull or whatever, I bring it up. This has been cracking me up because it's just so stereotypical of construction people. You're like, I work in construction. Dude, like, there's the roach coach that comes every day, right? Mm-hmm. And the guy who usually drives the truck is out because he just had a kid. So he's got his aunt or whoever working for him. And it's just a bunch of guys waiting, a bunch of construction workers, welders, just pissed off. And then they see this chick try to back up this truck, and she's pretty bad at it. They're all like... They're saying the most like stereotypical shit you can. They're like, "God damn it!" It's like, this is why we don't want these women to work for us. It's like, yo, dude, chill. My God, it's insane. I found it pretty funny, regardless of how offensive that is. It is pretty funny to have a bunch of. It is funny to watch these people spectate. I don't contribute. Just letting people know.
I think you're spectating them though. That's great.
He contributed.
Yeah.
But you guys doing that to her, that's a bunch of hogs biting the hand that slops them, dude. Sorry, I really need to get off this. Easter's going to be a nightmare.
You're going to be a pig and slop at Easter, dude. You're going to be rolling around.
We in the mud and just...
Did they ask you about your comedy career?
Yeah, like my sisters and my brother-in-laws do. Sometimes it seems like they care. Other times it just seems like the only thing they have to talk to me about. And I'm like, you're
still doing that, huh?
Yeah. My one brother-in-law, he saw me on a Pie and Violence show at Chameleon. And it was, I love Pie and Violence shows, but this was probably the worst one ever put together. If you had to rank them, it's at the very bottom of the list.
You brought the whole audience.
And yeah, I brought the whole entire audience because I was like, it's going to be fun. And then it wasn't fun. Yeah. And my one brother-in-law was like, I could do that. And I was like, fuck you.
That's the best thing to hear after a show. Yeah. It's somebody like, dude, I could do that.
I could do that.
Great.
You saw my set too, though, right? You saw how I was making people laugh, but nobody else did. You can't do that part. You could do everybody else's set.
Well, kind of like what you said about like Millions earlier. It's like that one guy went up there because he said like basically, I can do this shit, and he gets up there and it's just like brain fog. He has no idea what to talk about. He thought he had something funny, like he probably thought about the entire time off stage. And as soon as that didn't work, he's like, "Oh fuck!" Like, I had no idea where to go.
Yikes! Yeah.
And after that show, I remember because I like usually we'll buy that guy a drink too or something too because I want them to come back. Because I'm like, shit, if they just started, keep coming back, please.
Right. Yeah.
And just see how this shit changes. It's not every night it's like this.
Yeah.
But he's like, man, I had no idea how hard that was up there. And I was like, well, that's cool. It's nice. I guess you respect it in a way or something, but it's like you'll never remember this. He was so drunk.
Yeah,
it's the only way to respect it is when you go do it.
It's really it's just, at it. But also it's like anybody could do it. It's not super hard. It's all in your head, really.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
It's all just getting over that thing of like, fuck, man, what if it doesn't work?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
How am I going to handle that? It's like
this joke fails. How am I going to make it seem like I'm not upset to my core about this? Yeah, and then you got to go. You got to just truck through it.
I got upset on Monday.
You did?
At B-List.
I forgot about this story. You do need to tell us what happened.
So, I was the last comedian up. I just had a really good set at Commonwealth. It's the first time they put me up in like 8 months.
And the last time they're going to put you up in 8 months.
Well, I had a good set. So hopefully they'll put me up again, and hopefully they didn't hear about what happened at the B-List. But there was this group of 3 guys and a girl that came in like during Reagan's hosting set, and they were just being loud and rowdy. And we've had problems with one of the guys before. But this girl is like hanging on this one of the guys, and then another guy that's sitting like next to her, who's way older, just starts like fully grabbing ass. And it's like going under carriage and everything. And me and Reagan are watching this happen like, what the fuck is happening here? But no, they just keep talking and they be loud. And then Reagan goes up to them and she's like, hey guys, we got a show going on. Can you please be quiet? You know, just be respectful. And then she comes back and they're immediately like, they're all like 55 and 60 too. They're like old, drunk, and should know better. But Reagan walks away and they're like, fuck her, she's a cunt, this and that. And then the girl goes, I'm gonna fight this bitch, and starts stretching. And I was like, I looked at Reagan and I went, you're probably about to get your ass beat, dude. But that all happens. The show's going on. We get like 4 people in. They're still talking and be loud. One of them's going, be funny, tell a joke. And I'm last on the list. I'm just like seething.
Yeah.
I'm just getting madder and madder by the comment. And eventually Reagan gets back up there. Or no, Charlie Badger gets up there and he's like, it's something about an age gap, and the girl storms out and gets on her motorcycle and rides by and like rips it outside. And I was like, this bitch got on her little tykes and fucking drove by, dude. What are we doing? Like that was honestly the cringiest thing I saw today, and I just watched you get fingered in a bar by a 55-year-old man. Like what? It was cringy. But anyway, they keep just like heckling and going, be funny, tell a joke. And then 10 more comedians go by of this. Oh, no. Like 3 or 4 more comedians go by. And Reagan gets back up there and she's had enough. And she's like, yeah, this guy, every time he's out here, he comes up and stands behind me and smells me. And I was like, that's fucking weird. And then another random girl at the bar. I shouldn't call her a girl. She was a lady. She's probably like 30-ish, give or take 5 years. She stands up and goes, that motherfucker groped me. That motherfucker's been grabbing me and grabbing my ass and tits at other bars. So everybody was like, fuck. Literally everybody at the bar was like, fuck you to that guy. Like, we were about to bring him out back and shoot him, dude.
Did he leave? Like, is he just hanging in there? Like, that wasn't me.
You would think he'd leave, right? you would think he would leave. But boy, did he want to stay. He wanted to stay and keep heckling. So I got up there. And I tried to tell a joke, and they weren't even paying attention to me. And this is my fault. This is where I'll fully admit I was in the wrong. I did some bad stuff. They weren't even paying attention to me, just talking to themselves. I looked over, and they're talking, but they're being loud. And I was like, I can't fucking do this with these guys. And then they tried saying something. And I was like, it's like my fucking dad's here. I was like, there's a reason why your kids don't talk to you anymore.
Jesus,
I know, I was not being funny
God.
either. I was just mad. I was just so mad. And I kept talking. And then I was like, he tried to speak up and I talked over him. And I was like, oh, you think I'm going to allow the pervert to talk? You think I'm going to give the pervert a turn? No, dude, you're crazy. And they kept trying to talk. And then eventually he was like, you want to take this outside? And this is, again, not proud of any of this. This is not my finest moment. He says, you want to take this outside? And I was like, all right, I'll take it outside. I'll beat up a greasy old pervert in the parking lot. I was like, I'll do that. I was like, I'll fucking strangle you with my own 2 hands, brother. And that's where I really lost the crowd. They did not like the fact that I threatened to murder this guy in front of all of them. But I thought we were all feeling the same way.
Yeah.
You should
Take his side now. They're like, fuck you.
Yeah, they're like, wait a minute.
You ever been beat up by a guy with glasses?
Yeah, it was not my finest moment. And then the bartender came over after my set. I was last. The bartender came over and she was like trying to talk him down. And they were doing like the second grade thing where they go, well, we didn't start this. This wasn't us. And I was so mad, dude. I was probably the maddest I've been in a long time.
Give me the microphone. Set it back up.
I just want to say this is way more interesting than anything I was going to talk about.
All right. But I started yelling at him, and then the girl that got groped by the one guy came over and was like, hey, brother, they're not worth it. just calm down and walk away with me. And I was like, you're right. And then at the very end of the night, I hear the fat old fuck that wasn't the pervert turn to the pervert and go, what a way to spend your 50th birthday, huh?
Oh my God.
Yeah, so I almost gave a old man a 1-2 for his
Shiner,
birthday,
dude,
Yeah.
on his birthday.
Yeah.
Damn.
I was so upset, dude. And I thought about it all week, and I listened back to the set, and I was like,
Why?
God,
You should play
it's
that over the
torture.
podcast.
Yeah.
crazy. That's why, Steven. I'm crazy.
Can you
was
send it to me and can we put it at the end of the podcast?
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
That'll be fun. That'll be fun for
It'll
everyone.
be fun, but when I listen to it, you can't hear, like, anything he's saying.
It just sounds like you're being an asshole the entire time.
Yeah, it more or less just sounds like I'm screaming at one guy. And he's just like in the corner with his earphones in, like not paying attention. But no, it was a whole thing. I'm not proud of it. I did it. I'm admitting it to you folks at home. Probably a lot of you guys saw me do it. I have a lot of people avoiding eye contact now. When I was just trying to get up there and slop some hogs, brother. Okay.
All right, that brings it all back together, I think. Nick, do you have anything going on? Anything? You wanna plug?
No, I just thanks for having me on.
Thanks for
Dude,
being
of
here,
course. We've been wanting to have you on for a
I
while.
miss seeing
yeah.
you around.
I know. I always tell you guys I'll be at more shit, and then I come out to one thing, and then I'll
Yeah.
I'm like, that's
Yeah.
good for a while. And I'm trying to get in the habit of at least once a week.
That'd be good.
I do like going to B-list. I need to start doing that probably.
If you came to Bananas, I guarantee during the pro-am, like on Wednesday, if you came on Wednesday, they
Dude.
would put you up. I almost promise you.
I know. It sucks though, man, because it's like there's so many people that are there hanging out, and there's so many people that are grinding, doing the shit like almost every night. I just feel bad showing up one time and get a spot. You know what I mean? It's just I know I shouldn't. It's people tell me all the time, don't feel bad about that. It's like I know, but there's people that are actually trying
Right.
to get
Yeah.
booked at Bananas and shit and showcasing in a way when you do the pro-am. It's like when I go there and just do a spot, I'm not really focused on hosting. You know what I mean? I'm not really focused on that kind of thing. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm just trying to have fun doing it again, really.
Right.
Well, something they are doing now at Bananas is they're bringing in people who have hosted before to give an example to the people that are about to be hosting in the future. You know what I mean? They
Yeah.
bring
Well, it used to be like you would host the pro-am. Like they would kind of have you do that as like a test kind of thing, and then you get like maybe a weekend.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's. I mean, I think I've done it 3 or 4 times now. It's
So they've gone back and forth now between a veteran host and then a new
That's
host.
what
to,
it's a better
kind
way
of
of
be like,
explaining
here's an example. Now we're giving you a chance, and then here's another example
Yeah.
of how you can do it. Now here's your chance.
Mhm.
Which I don't know. It kind of
Might be
started
working.
after I hosted one week, so I was kind of like, "Damn, I did that bad." That they're like, "We got to get some fucking professionals up here."
Yeah.
But
Well, it's just a good example of like if you don't see people host, you don't.
you don't know.
Yeah, the phrase hosting experience I kind of fucking hate because like I feel like I do a good job without having seen. I mean, I've seen people host. Hang on, never mind. I guess I've seen people host, but I don't host a lot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And when I do, I feel like I do okay.
Well, I think it's one of those things you can watch it and gain knowledge, right?
Correct.
You can know how to do a host set, and you can do a host set well, but until you get into like the practice of doing a host set, you're not as fluid as you can be. You're not as loose and as able to get that
Yeah.
crowd going.
Yeah.
And knowing like, oh, I should take this step next instead of doing fingernails and upsetting the whole room.
Yeah, and they'll have people tell you stuff like that too. They're like, man, don't leave with a bunch of sex stuff. It's like we're
Yeah.
trying to build that up. Like if you're a headliner or something that's like really kind of dirty, stuff like that, they don't want people before them really being like that.
Yeah.
It kind of takes not the magic away, but it's like, yeah, we've heard all this dick shit already, and now he's going to do it for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
When I hosted Bananas once, it was with Nick Griffin. He was headlining. He's a funny comedian. Seymour was the feature. And Seymour's like, he's dirty as fuck. Always dirty. Nick Griffin's not really dirty at all. Like, he's done Tonight Show, all that kind of stuff. He's kind of clean, very like small, kind of funny jokes. Great comedian. But like I remember he told me one time, like, will you go up there and do a minute between me and Seymour? And I fucking had a panic attack. I'm like, you're not supposed to do that.
Right.
You're not supposed to, as a host, you're supposed to just bring up the next guy. You know what I mean? Just bring him
Yeah.
up. And so I go up there, I do the minute, fucking eat dick. Completely, just
Yeah.
terrible. Because people are like, what is this guy doing? And I remember, like, the guy running the door was comedian at the time, Muhammad, like, ran up to me and he's like, what are you doing, man? Like, you're supposed to do that. I was like, I didn't want to. I was like, he told me to do that. And then I find out, like, as you start doing it like later and you keep doing it, it's like, oh fuck, he wanted me to go up there and just kill the momentum that Chris kind of built.
Yeah.
So he can just start fresh in a way. Because that was like maybe the 4th show we did together.
Yeah.
And the ones before that, Seymour was always in with like this huge dirty joke and people going crazy, wild. And then just bring up the next person. He wanted that energy to kind of die. And
That's
just.
Katie.
I don't
My
know.
bad.
Yeah. No, I
It was a big lesson. And you're like, fuck, man. It's like.
It is.
Breaking the one rule you're kind of told to do as a host to make the headliner happy. And then you got to explain to everybody else, like, no, I didn't do that because I wanted to do a bit.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? Seriously, it's so awkward, and the whole audience is just like, what just happened?
Damn.
Yeah, and I do think there's some headliners out there that will bring people on tour with them that they know will never do as well as them. So they don't have to like always win the crowd back over. They're like, oh, compared to this guy, they're gonna love me.
Yeah.
Which I think is a little bit of a dirty way to do it. Like I get you're putting on a show, you want the show to flow, and you want all the attention to be on the headliner. But it's like, if you're truly a headliner, you should be able to crush no matter what came before you.
Absolutely. All right, here are my dates. I've got Go Banana. This is coming out. Oh, you guys will miss that one. I'm at Bricky's Comedy Club, April 17th in Dayton, Ohio. I'm at The Spot in Lexington, Kentucky, 420. Blaze up. Blake Hammond and Friends. I'm going to be there May 1st. Hashtag Comedy Club. I'm going to be there. That's in Columbus, Ohio on May 8th. And then I'm going to be doing the Broad Comedy Showcase June 5th. Thanks. That's going to be in Cincinnati, the Broad Comedy Showcase. You guys should come out. It's going to be a bunch of fun. All this stuff. All that crap.
Chill Sando on Instagram. I got dates. Don't know what they are. People be booking me on things. I don't even know what today is. Have a good one.
Peace.
Slop the hogs.